Good afternoon. It's May 20th, 2019, right here in central New Hampshire. You know, late May means wildlife is on the move. This is wildlife biologist Eric Orff with New Hampshire Fish and Wildlife. I'm here to let you know what's happening right now, and I'll give you a forecast of what to look for in the weeks to come. Right now, the amphibians are moving. Our frogs, about 3 or 4 nights ago, the spring peepers were still down in the meadow. The Sunquook River flows behind my house and it's backed up into a little meadow. So the spring peepers have been there for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks now, and but they're done. They're moving out. So 2 or 3 nights ago I could hear them in the trees out back. Last night when I arrived home after dark, they were just passing by my house, going back out to the forest and trees across the road. But simultaneously, in those trees where I heard tree frogs a couple of nights ago, now the tree frogs were right here in the trees by my house. So you got spring peepers headed out into the forest and tree frogs headed down to the meadow to spawn and lay their eggs. So lots is happening now in the trees around us. It's not just the birds. The frogs are moving through the trees right around my house here in Epsom. And it's not just frogs on the move. The last couple of weeks in May and into early June, our white-tailed deer are giving birth. The does will be giving birth any day now. And in my recollection, when this time of year, the roadkills of doe deer go up quite a bit. So this is the time of year to be paying attention right at dusk, because our does are rambunctious. They're on the move, ready to have their fawns, and they seem to move a lot and get struck a lot. So, keep those high beams on high, and pay attention to the side of the road. Any movement, you want to have your foot on that brake right off. So, not only are the frogs moving through the trees, but April and May into June is the time that our amphibians are really moving about on the ground as well. Any rainy night after dark, if you can get that gallon of milk on the way home, do that. If you can at all avoid driving on rainy nights, April, May, and June, please do so, because our little frogs and toads are on the move. Yeah, toads. In fact, I haven't heard one yet, but within 4 or 5 days, the toads will be trilling down back in the meadow as well. So they're on the move right now, and so things are really happening. What else is happening? Well, June is turtle month. Our turtles, female turtles, are out and about, ready to lay their eggs. So they're moving across our roads in big numbers, thousands and thousands across New Hampshire. Some of these turtles are quite rare, so we need to avoid them. And turtles, they don't even begin reproducing until they're well into their teens. But every single turtle is very valuable for that local population. So avoid hitting the turtles, and if you can help them get across the road safely, on a secondary road where you can get out and spot that turtle, get out and move it across the road. Now, I suppose some people might just lug them across the road and set them on the edge of the road. That's not what I've been doing the last 30 years. I pick up the turtle up and I give it a good underhand toss well off the road. Hey, they're a turtle, they got a shell. Bouncing a couple times on the ground is not going to hurt a turtle. I like to get them well off the traveled way, especially if there's a stone wall or some impediment that make it difficult for them to get well away from the hive. So move those turtles off the road, give them a good toss well off the road. Other animals on the move, this time of year, June, is breeding season for our New Hampshire's black bear. We have some 5,000 black bears in New Hampshire. Way more than when I first became the black bear biologist at New Hampshire Fishing Game in 1978. When I calculated, we had around 1,000 bears. So we have 5 times as many bears across New Hampshire. More bears than there have been since before colonial times. So we have lots of bears, and they're on the move because it's breeding season. So you're going to see bears. They're going to be crossing our roads and getting into places that we really don't want them. So make sure those bird feeders are taken care of, and trash and whatnot that might attract them. But bears are on the move right now. A few will end up in places that they really shouldn't be in. So we need to do all we can to make sure those wild bears stay wild and give them a place to roam. Also, this time of year, in my recollection, another time that I see over the history of the moose returning to New Hampshire, the moose have just had their calves, and when that happens, the calves from last year, which are now yearlings, Mom says, I don't want you around either. So the yearling moose are on the move as well. So lots and lots happening in June. So deer are still moving, giving birth, moose are moving, bear are moving, frogs are moving, and June is also, not only is it turtle month, but when I worked at Fish and Game, I was the fur bearer biologist for most of the 30 years from the late 70s until I retired in 2007. And June was always fox month. I would get more calls directed from the headquarters to me in the Region 3 office in Durham about people seeing foxes during the day. So it must be rabid. They are not rabid. That's mom and pop fox looking to feed their kits. They got to hunt 24/7. They got 3 or 4 mouths to feed back at the den, and their den, the youngsters are getting rambunctious. They need to find food for those youngsters. They're on the move day and night. Same goes for coyotes. So although fewer calls for coyotes, but June is fox month. June is bear month. June is turtle month. So pay attention. Look out your window and make sure you're paying attention while driving. Stay off the phone. Look at the road ahead. There's no reason for you to hit these frogs at night. If you can avoid driving, please do so. If you can't, pay attention. Anything that's a blip in the road is probably a frog. You got to get around it. You got to straddle it. You got to move away from it. And also, don't be running into our bear and moose as well. So pay attention. June is a busy month for wildlife in New Hampshire, and you'll have a chance to see more if you're paying attention, and missing more if you're paying attention while driving. Good luck and enjoy our wildlife. Again, Eric Orff, thanks for watching.